My name is Jamo X. I work for organization Chance for Life, and I'm a spokesperson for Nation Outside. I'm a returned citizen. I was incarcerated for 31 years. I was confined in Michigan Department of Correction at the age of 15 years old and was released April 18, 2017. I firmly believe that returned citizens have a very critical role to play in our community as they come home after being confined. You know, in particular in Wayne County, you have probably 55 to 60% of the people that's incarcerated being paroled or discharged coming back out into the Wayne County, Detroit area. But Wayne County, Detroit area do not have the resources to meet the needs and the demands of the men and women coming home. So you have men and women who invested so much while incarcerated in the reentry programs to now come home and realize there's many barriers. And one of the number one barriers that they face is housing. It's not affordable housing for men and women coming home. So they find themselves being discharged or paroled and sent to transition homes that are sometimes just as worse as the community, where you go to, I believe, on Cadillac and Hopper. That's a transition home that's taking place over there. You know, that is a cesspool of violence, right? As soon as you walk out the door, it's people selling drugs, using drugs, prostitution, everything. And you expect a person to come home and make their transition and be successful and placed right back into an environment like that. And you know, so I think as a society, we have to really invest in making sure that it's affordable homes and affordable and safe environments that's conducive to these men coming home and women coming home and being successful. And it starts by making sure that the support that they need is there, that the resources are invested back into the community where these men and women are returning. And I think those are some of the things that we can do as a society to get rid of some of the barriers that men and women face when they come home. Now, coming home, they play some of the critical roles. You see returned citizens now sitting on panels out in the community advocating for particular candidates, playing a critical role. So returning citizen plays a critical role in transforming what's taking place in our community. I think for the most part, they have a voice. And I think returned citizens need to be at the table when you seriously have a discussion about how can we end violence within our community, within our schools. How can we prevent men and women from even going to prison? Placing men and women at the round table on these board of directors and all those play the critical role. Because if you want to know how to stop crime, who is the best person to get that evidence-based information from? It's men and women who've been incarcerated. If you truly want to know what do men and women need once they re-enter back in our community, you need to have people sitting at the table that was formerly incarcerated that can tell you the immediate needs that men and women have. Because you have a lot of intelligent men and women coming home who want to play a critical role in reforming the criminal justice system and reforming the juvenile justice system, want to play a critical role in voting. But I think that, you know, if you want people to be citizens, you have to give them all those rights and give those opportunities and allow their voice to be heard and be a part of the solution. You know, I firmly believe that those that's closest to the problem are those that have been part of the problem. And those are men and women that was formerly incarcerated that can play the critical role in changing the whole dynamic of what's taking place out in our community right now. It's very important that men and women that's coming home is to become part of the election process. For the first time, many of you this will be your first time voting. You need to come out and vote. If you're serious about changing the criminal justice system, if you're serious about making sure financial resources are coming down the pipeline back into the school system to educate your children and grandchildren, you have to get out and vote. You have to get out and educate your family about the voting process, how their vote do matter. Oftentimes we think our vote don't matter, but it don't matter when you don't vote. But if you vote, it matters. You know, your vote counts. If you desire to be on future juries, you can change the whole dynamics and vote that back into law to allow men and women that were formerly incarcerated to be part of the jury, be part of the jury pool, which makes you a part of the system. Oftentimes, most of our problems can be solved on a local, county, and state level. So with that voting power that we have as returned citizens, we can influence greatly what's taking place on the local, state, and county level by using our vote. If you truly want to redeem yourself as a returned citizen, what better way to do it than be part of the process of voting?